What's up, YouTube? Today we're gonna go over how to edit your photos in a dark and moody way, and then you can save the preset and then you can apply it on your other photos and then you can adjust from there. So today I'm gonna teach you how you can go from here to Chelsea. Sorry, wait, there you go, to here. So let's just get started, yeah? All right. So first we're gonna reset the photo. Go to the basics of the basics, yeah? Amen. All right, first thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna bring down the temperature, white balance and things, yeah? Second, I'm gonna bring up the exposure to about 80. Now, one thing I'd suggest to do at the beginning, just go to your camera calibration, lens correction, and get rid of chromatic aberration and enable profile corrections, right? So you can have, in case there's like too much vignette, can't talk to that. Can't talk. In case there is too much vignetting from your lens that you shot with. Alright, so we're just gonna start from the beginning. So the temperature is already there. I might change it later on. So with the exposure, we're gonna go to about plus 80. I want it to be super contrasty, so we're gonna push it to 50-ish. I'm gonna bring the highlights all the way down, and then bring the shadows about 60s, alright. And then we're gonna bring the whites all the way down as well, and then bring up the blacks about 65. As we're gonna leave our basic adjustments. Now we're gonna go to clarity, so I want to add like a little bit of punch to it. Now I know it's too much, but I'm gonna go to 30 for, I think 35 is too much. I don't want to push it too much. I'm gonna bring the vibrance down, maybe to about minus 40. Bring the saturation up to 25 is alright. Now the tone curve is a little strange on these type of photos. There is for sure a lot of fade. We're just gonna put the 3 dots, and then we're gonna bring up the fade hella a lot, and then we're gonna leave the we're gonna bring the midpoints, and then we're gonna bring these highlights up, and then you go to the all the way to the end, and then you bring it hella down, and then you bring this a little bit lower, and then you bring the shadows a little bit lower, but not too much. Maybe it's too much. And then I think I'm gonna bring the fades a little bit down until we add the next step at the end, and then we're gonna probably come back to the tone curve and adjust it from there. We can also bring the highlights a little bit down because I feel like there's too much highlights. Yeah, right about there. Alright, now we're gonna go to the HSL tab. I'm gonna bring the reds up a little bit, bring the oranges down, yellows a little down. Gonna bring the greens to the right side a little bit because I want it to be a little more punchy. Aquas, doesn't really matter, aquas, so there's not that much. And then blues also doesn't matter, but it affects other colors as well, so I'm just trying to adjust, and then you know, you can always come back, and you can also readjust after you make the preset and then save it, and then on each photo you readjust, because presets is nothing, it's not like the final, you know, the final edit of the photo. It's kind of like a starting point especially if you want to keep a theme, which I have a huge problem with because I can never keep a theme. Alright, back to this because I don't want to talk about my life problems. We're gonna go to saturation. -20 should be enough. The oranges, I'm gonna bring them a lot down because the bread is super crispy and I don't want it to be there that much. Maybe even more. And then the yellows as well, gonna bring them down maybe a little bit more even. Saturation down, down, down. Purple and magenta doesn't really exist here. Now I want to get some punch out of the colors, so I'm gonna get the reds to come down. Maybe orange is a little bit up, and then yellow's a little bit up, so we can brighten up those colors without being too saturated. I'm gonna bring the greens down so it gets a lot punchier. Aqua's down and blues down as well. And then we're gonna go to split toning. So I kind of feel a little reddish, so maybe about 5 and 4. So it looks nice. And then the shadows, maybe, let me go through the colors so you can see it as well. 100, should be about 100. Yeah, we're gonna go more towards a little bit of the green side. It's just a preference, so you can change it, of course, but I think I want to keep it around here. And then sharpening, you don't really have to. I just like to add a little bit more. And noise reduction, I also like to add a little more. And then I bring the radius down on the sharpening just because I don't want the grains to be too big. That was a little strange. Alright, and then we're gonna go to vignetting. So now vignetting, it's weird. So I'm gonna add a lot of vignetting. See, this is gross. This is disgusting. This looks like the photographer from 2002 when they wanted to be cool. That sounds harsh. I'm gonna bring it down to about 25, and then yeah, that should be alright. And then I want to add a little bit of grain to add to the sharpening. Now the weirdest thing that I learned is grain actually adds sharpening. Now a lot of you might already know this, but you know what I mean. And then we want to get to the camera calibration. We're gonna leave the reds. We're going to touch up the greens a little bit, maybe to about 30. Yeah, I'm okay with that. And then bring up the saturation a tiny bit. 5 is enough. Just trying to keep it simple. And then the blue primary, we're gonna bring it down, and we're gonna add a little bit of blue. Now you already see there is a huge difference between the photos. Now I think I'm gonna add a little bit more vignetting, just because I want like a lot of drama. And then we're gonna go back to the tone curve. Gonna go back to the tone curve and try and adjust a little bit more with the shadows. We're gonna bring the shadows down a little bit so you add a little bit more punch, and then you add a little bit of fade, and then bring the mid-tones a tiny bit up, and then bring the highlights a little bit down. And now I know it seems weird, but when you look at this part, you can see that when the highlights are super high, this part is super bright. So we're gonna add so I can bring it down a notch, and I'm gonna bring that bring the colors down as well. And that green looks too punchy, is too strong. So I'm gonna desaturate it a little bit. See this green in the back? It looks better now. Okay, that's about it. I might add a little bit of the white balance and then throw it off to the blue side. And just again, it's a preference, but this is how you pretty much get the dark and moody colors. Now I'm gonna copy this preset with all the stuff on there except local adjustments, crop, spot removal, and transform, which are not selected in any of them. And gonna go to another photo. Alright, so we're gonna use this photo, and we're just gonna paste the preset from the last photo. It's gonna look rough. Alright, and we're gonna start from the white balance. I'm gonna bring it back to the original color. We're gonna add some whites back to the photo, maybe a lot more so we can get a lot more of the face. We're gonna bring back a little bit of the highlights, add some more exposure, and bring up the darks a little bit, and there you go. Now you can just play with the HSL tab and see where you can get. I'm happy with that. Hope you guys learned something. Consider liking and subscribing. I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Anyways, what's up, you guys? Sounds like Shane Dawson. Alright, what's up? So alright, so I'm just gonna teach you what's up, YouTube? I like that better. I don't know what I'm saying.